Welcome back to our deep dive into one of the most dramatic and pivotal periods in medieval history, the Crusades. In our previous episode, we explored the origins and triumphs of the First Crusade. Today, we continue our journey with Part 2, the Second Crusade. This chapter will unravel the motivations, key figures, significant battles, and ultimate failure of the Second Crusade. Join us as we delve into this fascinating and turbulent period of medieval warfare and faith. Historical context. Following the success of the First Crusade and the establishment of the Crusader states in the Holy Land, the Christian presence in the region was far from secure. The Crusader states of Jerusalem, Edessa, Antioch, and Tripoli were isolated and constantly threatened by surrounding Muslim forces. Tensions and conflicts were inevitable, as both sides sought to expand and consolidate their territories. The spark that ignited the Second Crusade was the fall of the county of Edessa in 1144. Edessa, the first Crusader state established during the First Crusade, was a vital stronghold. Its capture by Zengi, the Muslim ruler of Mosul and Aleppo, sent shockwaves through Christendom. The loss of Edessa was seen as a significant blow to the Christian presence in the Holy Land, and a call to arms for a new crusade. The call to arms Pope Eugenius III responded to the crisis by issuing the papal bull Quantum Predecessores in 1145, calling for a second crusade to recapture Edessa and defend the Crusader states. Bernard of Clairvaux, a charismatic and influential monk, became the primary advocate for the crusade. His impassioned sermons inspired many to take up the cross and join the Holy War. Among those who answered the call were two of Europe's most powerful monarchs, King Louis VII of France and Emperor Conrad III of Germany. Their participation lent significant prestige and resources to the crusading effort. The Second Crusade was unique in that it was the first to be led by European kings, raising high hopes for its success. The journey to the Holy Land. The Crusader armies embarked on their journey to the Holy Land in 1147. Emperor Conrad III led the German contingent, while King Louis VII led the French forces. Their routes took them through Byzantine territory, where they encountered logistical challenges and diplomatic tensions with Emperor Manuel I Komnenos, who was wary of the crusading armies. The journey through Anatolia proved disastrous for Conrad's army. At the Battle of Dorylaeum in 1147, the Germans were ambushed by the Seljuk Turks and suffered devastating losses. The survivors, including Conrad himself, were forced to retreat and regroup with the French forces. King Louis VII's army fared slightly better but still faced significant hardships. They endured treacherous terrain, supply shortages, and constant harassment by Turkish forces. The combined Crusader forces eventually reached the coastal city of Italia, where they sailed to the Crusader states, arriving in Antioch in 1148. Key battles and sieges. The leaders of the Second Crusade convened a council in Acre to decide their next course of action. Instead of focusing on recapturing Edessa, they chose to launch an attack on Damascus, a powerful Muslim city and a strategic target. The Siege of Damascus in July 1148 was a pivotal moment in the Second Crusade. The Crusaders initially made progress, capturing the orchards and outer defenses of the city. However, the siege quickly turned into a debacle. The Muslim defenders, led by the Zengid ruler Nur ad-Din, mounted a fierce resistance. The Crusaders faced supply shortages, internal disputes among their leaders, and a lack of unified strategy. After several days of inconclusive fighting and mounting casualties, the Crusaders abandoned the siege and retreated. The failure at Damascus marked the beginning of the end for the Second Crusade. It was a humiliating defeat that shattered the Crusaders' morale and credibility. The aftermath and impact. The failure of the Second Crusade had far-reaching consequences. It exposed the disunity and lack of coordination among the Christian forces. The betrayal of trust between the Western Crusaders and their Byzantine allies further strained relations. The Crusaders' inability to achieve their objectives emboldened their Muslim adversaries and strengthened the position of leaders like Nur ad-Din. For the Crusader states, the aftermath of the Second Crusade was a period of vulnerability and uncertainty. They remained under constant threat from Muslim forces, with limited support from Europe. The failure also had a profound impact on the European perception of crusading. The lofty ideals and religious fervor that had characterized the First Crusade were replaced by disillusionment and skepticism. Conclusion. The Second Crusade was a complex and multifaceted conflict that highlighted the challenges of maintaining a Christian presence in the Holy Land. It was marked by high hopes, significant leadership, and ultimately, devastating failure. The lessons learned from the Second Crusade would shape the strategies and approaches of future crusading efforts. As we reflect on the history of the Second Crusade, we see a vivid illustration of the interplay between faith, politics, and warfare. The Crusaders' journey, marked by hardship and heroism, serves as a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of adversity. Stay tuned for the next part of our series, where we will delve into the Third Crusade, exploring its legendary figures, epic battles, and enduring legacy. Until then, continue to question, learn, and explore the rich tapestry of our shared history.